Hi, welcome after a short break in this new studio/office. And today I'll be talking to you about 6 different types of product manager skills that we'll be using in the Breaking into Product Manager series as a reference towards how different roles have to evolve from what they have to what they should have as product manager. So what are those skills or skill sets? Number 1, technical skills. In an earlier video I said that product manager doesn't need technical background, there's no need to be previously a developer or work with computers in depth. There are technical aspects that you can benefit as a product manager. That video is down in the description, but it's good to be aware that there is a need of some technical prowess, and that's one of the skills you need to develop. It would be good to know what database is, how it's populated, what are the types, what types of APIs are there, yada yada. It really depends on the product, on where you want to come, and that's not a video where I tell you about what technical skills you need to obtain. I just need to let you know that this is an aspect of product management that's also important. Number 2, data analysis. As I said time and time again, especially in Becoming a Great Product Manager course, being data-driven product manager is the core skill set you need to have. You need to understand the data, be able to analyze it, be able to then show it to your stakeholders, and be able to explain how you got to specific conclusions and how you justify your next product manager steps. This is very important, and if you are to focus on one single aspect of product management, this is the type of skill set you need to focus on mostly. And it can be even as benign as being a very skilled Excel user, a person who can transform the data from any type to another and then display it in a very good way. You can obviously be very good in things like Power BI, Tableau, Adobe Analytics. That's very helpful, but as long as you can take the raw numbers, convert them in whatever you need and analyze them, you're really good to go. Number 3, understanding clients. There is a tendency to look at a product through your own eyes, to understand it the way you understand it, to presume that people use it like you do. And that's pretty wrong. That's the sense that you need to obtain to try to get as widest view of how the clients behave and what do they expect from your product as possible. You can do that via polls, recording sessions, client interviews, heat map analysis, data analysis directly, but you need to be able to understand your clients the best way possible, to be able to make decisions that will appeal to the greatest numbers of the clients of your product. Number 4, business acumen. This is a very specific skill set, and those of you who go into product management from MBA perspective probably have this as a second nature. I personally come from a more technical background, but I still have to appreciate that being a product manager is not all that different from being a CEO, actually. Obviously, the responsibility is slightly smaller most of the time, but you need to understand the market, you need to satisfy a need, solve a problem that is on the market. You need to be sure that there are clients who will want your product and will want to use it, and you need to sell it in a way that earns you profit. It's a very valuable skill set to have, and to be able to get no product into a great product, a product going towards death to a profitable again, or just grow your business day in, day out, year in, year out. This will allow you to make good decisions based on the data you have obtained and based on the complexity of the technical changes that are needed in your product. Number 5, communication. I have said it multiple times, especially in my course, but communication is this aspect which can bring a mediocre product management to greatness, and a great product manager can be struck down if he communicates poorly or not enough. You have to have a sense of when to communicate, what to say, to whom to say, and what level of complexity should you choose in your words and the level of detail of the information you communicate. And it's not only about writing newsletters or release notes. It's about talking to your stakeholders, to your managers, to your team, to your other product managers, to be sure that you always disclose the right amount of information. And it doesn't mean that you have to disclose. It's about picking the right amount of information that will get you the understanding you need at the level that is sufficient. I'm not telling you to lie to get an objective. I'm telling you that, for example, high-level managers have very little time and a lot on their mind. So if you ask them for something and start to give them the whole story, which could be adapted into a free movie experience, they will be lost in the middle of your conversation. You have to really nail it down to a very brief summary, and only then ask them for permission on what you need and get it or not, or be asked to provide more details, and then you'll get specific questions. But this is only an example, and the communication aspect of being a product manager is a whole chapter in the course. So that's why it's so complicated. And that's a skill set that you also need to grow as a product manager. Last but not least, leadership. Product managers are very specific managers who often do not have direct ownership over their teammates or employees. They are people who have to push in a way, but don't have direct tools of motivating people by the use of, say, bonuses or additional holidays. Most often, product managers are only responsible for the product itself and its direction, not the people who develop it. So you need to be able to motivate your team otherwise. You need to be transparent, you need to be honest. There's lots of it that comes into this big box, but it comes to being an empathetic leader who is able to translate what's happening around and make sure that people who should support a product manager will do so. And they will do it because they trust him or her, and they put confidence in product manager's choices. And that's when that leadership aspect comes really into play. It's also good to be able to give a good speech as a product manager. It's those rare moments where you just need to step up, say a few words, and really light the flame of morale and motivation. And good product managers really can do that. So those were the 6 skill sets of product manager, and here is a radar graph of those skills. And pause the video for a moment here and wonder, how should this graph be populated by the skills of a product manager based on what I said. You ready? Okay, so here it is. Here is obviously my take on it. Other product managers, other coaches might have a different skill set in mind, might populate this graph in a different way. However, for me, this is what I want to share with you, and this will be our baseline when we'll be comparing other positions with a product manager position, when I'll be giving advice on how to transition from, say, business analyst to product manager. This is all for now. I'll see you again next week, and thank you for being with me on this video. See you soon.